Hello guys, welcome to your own channel Chess Radio Kolkata. Now I'm going to show you the beginner lesson. Pawn is moving straight away and capture in the corner. Like if you move this pawn, then pawn cannot capture, so it's a still position. But if you move this pawn, then this pawn can capture. If you move this pawn can capture. Same as for black. Like white moves such as this move, then this pawn can capture. If you play this pawn can capture. That is the normal rule. Now here is a special rule that is called the en passant. The move is like this. Now very important that the fifth rank, that is the fifth rank, on the fifth rank white pawn is marching to the fifth rank, and if black plays straight away this kind of pawn maneuvering, then you have a special move that is called the en passant. This pawn jumps to this square and capture the pawn. This pawn just simply going to this square and capture the pawn. That is called the en passant. Now same is for black. Like for the fourth rank, black marching his pawn to the fourth rank. Now if you play straight away pawn like f4, then that is called the en passant. This pawn simply moves to this square, and that is called the en passant. Same as for this pawn. This pawn can come to this square, and that is called the en passant. Now one thing that need to remember, on the first move, like whenever white pushes this pawn, you need to be the en passant. Now if you think, no, I'm not gonna en passant at this moment, I need to play another move, but after white's move you cannot do en passant. No, you cannot do that. On the first move, only on the first move, like you can see on the first move, you can permissible to capture the pawn, and that is called the en passant. Now we can analyze move by move. Now that is knight. Knight can move along 1, 2 and half. 1, 2 and half. So if knight is placed on this square, that is the g8, now knight can come to h6, or knight can come to f6, or knight can come to e7. Now if the knight is placed on the central squares, like this kind of squares, then knight can be jumped many squares like c6, e6, now c2, e2, b5, b3 and f3 and f5. Okay, knight is the most trickiest thing in the board, so I can show you that when a knight's coming from initial square, it just allow to move only 2 squares, but when knight in the central square, you guys can see, now you can see white knight, it can go a lot of squares. You can see over there, like if I move these 2 pawns, you can better see. Now see the central knight, how many square he can go? 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 square he can control. 8 square he can control by a knight. And whenever knight moves that square, suppose knight can move to the b5. Okay. Now you can see this kind of thread. So initially
Sorry guys. So initially when knight in this place, you can imagine that knight can also attack on this square. You can imagine that, you can calculate that knight can also attack on this square and lot of squares. So each and every time when you move your knight, just be well prepared.
Bishop. You have two bishops. One is the light square bishop along with the dark diagonal. It can go anywhere, it is one. The light square bishop also go anywhere, it is one. Only with the diagonals. Bishop cannot move straight away. Bishop only moves with the dark square along with the dark diagonals and the light diagonals. Now capture. If this is a pawn, then this bishop can come and capture the pawn. But if the pawn structure is similar like that, then bishop doesn't cross, doesn't jump. Now if bishop captures this pawn can capture the bishop. Queen is the strongest piece in the chessboard. Now queen can go straight away, queen can go diagonally, everywhere queen can go. Queen can move to 1 square, 2 square, maybe any square. You can see all of the square queen can be go. Now capture. Any piece queen can capture straight away. Any piece queen can capture straight away. King. If queen goes, this is a threat. Now you have to move your king. Again you have to move your king. Or either like this kind of situation, if check, then you can block. Simply you can capture at this moment. But see, like this situation you can block. Now again you can go check. Now here you have the three options like avoid, block and capture. So there is no option to capture, so you just avoid it by moving your king on this path or this path, or you can simply block that. King is one and only piece who can move only one square. King can only move to one square. Like if king is on the e1, then king can go d1, d2, e2, f2, f1. Okay. If king is on the center, then king can go to the 8 squares. That is the d6, e6, f6, d5, f5, d4, e4, f4. Any square king can go where king wants to go. If two kings are both in this kind of position, then that is called the opposition. Opposition means these 3 squares protected by both of kings. White king protecting these 3 squares, black king protecting these 3 squares. So you cannot move through this kind of squares with your king. And remember, king cannot be captured, so you need to checkmate the king. Creating a situation like this, like suppose we are going to checkmate the black king, then we need to create something like this. Now you can see king has no square to move. The black king has no square to move. So at this position you need to deliver a check. From any angle you need to deliver the check, and black king is checkmated, because right now you can see king doesn't have any square to move, and the next move white is going to capture the king. That is the position that is called the checkmate. Rook is going to the file and the rank with the straight away. It can go along with the straight away, like it can move vertically and horizontally, like the straight away. It cannot goes like diagonally. It cannot goes. It's only move straight away, only straight away. Rooks are moving only straight away, and the capture is same, like pawn is over there, so it can capture. Pawn is over there, like the knight is over there, it can go and capture. But the important thing is, now something, this knight has been protected by these two pawns. At this position, if you capture the pawn, then pawn can capture. Okay, now at this position, if you want to capture the knight, then first you need to capture the pawn, and after that you need to capture the knight, move by move. Okay, now castle. Castle is a thing, it's a special move which occurring by king and rook. Now at this position you can see the king doesn't have to move, like this is the first position where king doesn't move and the rook doesn't move. Then there is no pieces between the king and rook. So at this position you can do castle. That is called the castle. You can see that is the castle. King can move 2 squares and rook come behind it. That is called the castle. Now you can see on the left hand side there is 3 squares between king and rook. So if you go left square, that is called the long side castle, denoted by 000. And if you move the right hand side, that is a 2 square, that is called the short castle. Same as for black, that is the long castle, and that is the short castle. Okay, now remember one thing, that like I'm just castle over here. So now you can see this rook is protecting this file, the F file. So now you cannot castle. If you are in any threat, like any capture or any threat, like this rook is threatening the F8 square, F7 square, the total F file, then you cannot permit to castle on the king's side. You only need to castle on the queen side. And remember, king and rook doesn't have to move. If you move your king, like I just move my king after any move, if you get back to the normal position, then you cannot castle. If your king is just moved, then you are not going to be castled. Now the point structure. King doesn't have any point. King has 0, the infinity. It doesn't have any point. Queen. Both queens have 9 points. Bishops are having 3 points. Knights are having 3 points. Rook are having 5 points each. Pawns are considering to be 1 point each. Okay, so we have 8 pawns. It means 1 into 8, that is total 8 points. Now we have 2 rooks, that is 5 into 2, because rook has 5 point each, so it's 5 into 2, it's 10 points. Now bishop and knights are the 3 points, so there is a 4 piece, like 2 bishops and 2 knights, so it's 4 into 3, 12 points, and queen along have the 9 points. So in total that is 39 points. So you have a power of 39 points against your opponent has a power of 39 points. Okay, now the lesson that do you people really understand what I'm going to explain? Now the f7 square, this f7 square, how do you attack on this f7 square? Can you attack with the queen? Can you attack with the bishop, or can you attack with the knight? Now if bishop wants to capture the pawn, because only knight is a piece which can jump, no pieces are allowed to jump. Like if bishop wants to attack the f7, then first of all bishop needs to attack the e6 square. Now you can see simply bishop has been captured. If queen want to attack the f7 square, then first of all queen need to capture the f6 square, and you can see by the knight or by the queen can be gone. So this position only knight can able to capture the f7 pawn straight away, and king can capture the pawn at this position, but you can give a check. Now here you can see this knight, the knight on b4 is coming to the c2 square. Now that is the check, so you need to move your king and knight can capture the rook. Okay, so guys, I hope you will understand this video, and if you have any problem or any confusion, just comment below. I will make the video as suitable for you with lot of informations. So thanks for watching. I hope we will meet you soon. Till then, bye bye.